Hey guys, I was asked, I get a lot of PMs about how I do the intro and the outro of my YouTube videos, and so I thought I would just do a quick video to show kind of what I do. It's really simple. There's no fancy software, Flash, or anything like that. I do use a Mac computer and I do use iMovie to do it, but really it's just kind of playing with the bells and whistles that come with the software, and it's really not that hard. So this is one that I kind of use over and over again, and I just change out the pictures for. Basically what you do is it starts out with a solid image. This is just a photo that I found on the internet. It's a vector artwork. You can find lots of free stuff that you can use for personal use and that kind of stuff online. And I use the stills. You can use anything you want. You could use video. You could do anything that you want. A personal photo, any still image or video that you want. But basically you want to pick something that you like. And you can change it out all the time too, which is what I do too. But it's really just very basic. And I'll just kind of play it through real quick here and then go back and explain it. And you'll kind of see what I mean. They're basically just different theme uses of words, and I just move them around and pick which ones I want to use, and added a little music at the end. You can fade the music out, put your outro, and that is really that simple. And as you can see down here at the bottom, it's basically just different. If you click your T over here, which I think is called themes, but don't quote me. I don't know. It doesn't highlight to tell me. See, it says theme here, so. Okay, titles. We'll go with titles. See, I told you, I'm not a pro. Anyway, so you have all of these in iMovie. You have all of these options for different titles, and I kind of call them like captions. I guess they're annotations in YouTube video if you do it online. I just call them the words. So, for example, the first one that I used here, I used the horizontal blur, which basically, if you look down here, you can see it gives you an example when you mouse over it. It's just the words blur. So I used horizontal blur there. In order to get the fonts, which is really simple, well, let's do a different one because this one, it fits funky in here. But let's do the next one. That's a little easier. This one that I used was called the vertical drift. And again, if you look down at your titles option, you can see it do it in action, and it gives you an example what it's going to look like. And it's 8:30. And so basically, in order to get this, you can change whatever fonts are in the boxes. So this one, for example, has 2 boxes. What you do is you click on the fonts that you want to change, you click show fonts, and up will come your font palette. This one I have in, let's go back to what it would normally come up with. It comes up with this font palette, if you will, as you can see here. I don't use it very often because I like to use fonts that I have on my computer more than fonts that the program lets me use. You can actually save your favorite fonts to this list. I've done it a couple of times, but for the life of me, right off the top of my head, I can't remember how to do it. If you want to know how to do that, how to save your fonts to this list, let me know, and I will refigure it out and do a quick video on it. But anyways, what I do is I click on System Font Panel, and this is the font panel that I use the most. All of my fonts are listed here. I have thousands and thousands of fonts. Yes, thousands. I bought a ginormous hard drive so that I could store all my fonts on it. I like fonts. I like words. But so basically what you do is you select the fonts that the text that you want to change into whatever font that you want. And you can kind of click through them to see what they look like. Do you like that? Do you like, oop, nope, that one wouldn't work, be hard to read. Do you like this one? And then you just kind of go through it and you pick it until it looks like you want it to be. So once the font is the way that you want it, let's say you want to change the color to it. You would click your color font. Up will come your colors palette. You can do all kinds. And if you have a Mac, you already know how to work the color font pack, the colors If you don't, you're about to learn. You just click on this and you get this little menu that pops up. You get the color crayon box. I'm sure these have technical terms. There's the full spectrum. You can just pick stock colors. You can pick your own, which HTML, coding, font colors, and then of course there's the spinner. Again, I don't know what the technical terms are, but you get to pick pretty colors. So I always use the crayon one because basic colors are good enough. You don't have to get extreme, but pick what you want. With this one, let's just do it something, I don't know, what color should we go with here? Let's go with a deep magenta plum color here. So now I'll move this down so it's out of the way. Now you can see that this font it's this font that we picked, plus we changed this color. So now that's how it would look. And then you can do the same thing for the other side. Basically change it to whatever font you want. Let's pick one that fits here. There's a fancy one. You can change the size of it if it doesn't fit, if you want it to get bigger, if you want it to get smaller. Again, you can change the color. Let's pick red. And there we go. And then to simply see what it's going to look like, you come back down, if you can see here to the left, right click where you want to start your playing, and that's how it looks. Okay? You getting it? So basically, I just repeated that until I got all the words on there that I wanted. So the next one that I did was this one. This one does the pull focus, which, oops, come back here. There we go. Which is this one down here. And basically what it does, let's do it in slow-mo here. Well, not slow-mo, but you can see that it blurs the background so you can read the text better. And I really recommend this one if you're trying to do a lot of fonts over a photo or a graphic of some kind, or even if you're doing it during your video, if you're not really having anything to look in the background, if you really want people to be able to read your wording, you need to give them the sole focus of the point. So it's a lot easier to read if you blur out the background and you focus in on your fonts, and this option for title lets you do that. And then the last one that I have is just basically it zooms in, so it just gets bigger. So here we have the zoom, horizontal blur, we have the vertical drift, we have the blur, pull focus if you will, and then the zoom. And that's basically how it works. And you can move them anywhere you want. If you don't want this one up here, you would move it down here. If you want, let's say I wanted this one to be up here, so I could just move it up and click done. And now when we play it, instead of playing at the bottom, it plays up top. You can move them around any way you want. You have all of the options that are over here. Unfortunately, they don't let you add more options to iMovie, which is really sad. I wish they updated their themes and that kind of stuff, but for the life of me, I haven't been able to find if they do that or not. If you do use this, I do all of my videos on no theme, which basically gives you a blank slate to play with. If you select a theme when you start creating your video, then you'll have more titles listed that you can use for options, but I just use a blank one. So anyways, that is basically how you do the wording. To do the music is just as simple. Basically, you can either use the music that comes with iMovie, or you can select your own music. There's tons and tons and tons of free music that you can use that they allow you to use. You just got to look it up on the internet. Be sure you read the copyright and all that stuff. Don't be stealing music now. And there's lots of music you can use. Basically what you want to do is, depending on how long you want it to be, you just drag and drop your music into your video, and it just moves around just like the titles do, just like anything does. You just grab it and move it where you want it to go. I want it so that it starts at the beginning of my video, which is right here, but as it gets towards here, as I start to talk, I want the music to just fade out. And it's very simple to make that happen. All that you want to do is double click on your audio, your music. This screen will come up. Then basically all that you do is click your audio, fade out or fade in, depending, I'll show you here in a minute that we fade in and then out. But you want to fade out, so you would check that. And then how long do you want it to fade out? You can go up to 5 seconds and as short as half a second, which I don't, kind of pointless. But so I have mine fade out for 5 seconds. So basically when you get towards the end of it, if you listen here, and it'll start to fade. And that's basically what it does. So basically you can have the music kind of transition into your video and then go away. And it's that simple. There's really no pro techniques to any of this stuff. It's just basically figuring out what all the little buttons do in your video. On the tail end of the video, again, is the same thing. I did the wording just like this. Same basic idea. This one does a pull focus. This is a horizontal fade, and this is a vertical blur. I started the music earlier in the video. They're both about 12 seconds. But this time, when you play the video, or when you add your music, you want to fade into the music. So again, you're not overwriting what audio is in your actual video. So double click on it. You're going to check your audio. And then you want to manually fade in however long you want to fade in. Okay, I'm not going to worry about fading in too long on this one because I did it right at the tail end of my video. So basically we'll fade in for like 2.5 seconds. Let's do 2.5 just for fun. We're going to fade out for 5 seconds. And that's basically what you do with it. So when you're done, you guys have a great weekend. You should be able to hear that right here, it'll start out being quieter. You guys have a great weekend. And get louder here. And then it should start to fade. And that's how I did that. That's basically it. That is basically how I do my intros and my outros. I am sure that there is probably some fancy software that'll do it for you, and if there is, I would like to know about it. But this is how I have figured out to do it. Again, you can do anything you want with the image, you can do anything you want with the sound, and you can do anything you want with the words. It's just a matter of where you put them and what you want to put there. So I hope this answers some questions. If you have any other questions or you'd like to know anything else about how this worked, or if I missed something or I didn't explain something well, please let me know in the comments or PM me, and I will gladly do a little more explanation on it. It's really, all of this happens in the software. There's no special deal. This came free with your Mac, and so this is kind of making what you have work. And thanks for watching, you guys. Bye.